I bought a one-bedroom apartment here in Punta Cana that's due to be delivered this year, 2026. And today I'm gonna take you on a tour of said apartment as we're gonna walk into it right now and break down the community, neighborhood, and everything else that it's in so you have a sense. Plus, I'm gonna share how I've already rented this apartment out for the next 3 years with zero vacancy. Let's dive in. Here it is, inside a community called Maple Suites. We're gonna walk right in. This will be my living room. In fact, if you were to see the model downstairs, you can see right here what it will look like once it's fully done. Over here will be the kitchen, which will have full service and everything else. And then you can see in here, this is the bathroom for right now, but this is what it'll look like. Here's the closet right over here, and then the bedroom. And the price when I got this was $170,000. It's gone up since then. I think it's more like $180, $190 now, maybe even more. But there's a ton of progress being made, and I think it's important to show people that have a lot of fears about, does anything get done? Is it all scams in Punta Cana? Well, you can see this building, and if you go back and watch, maybe right here we'll throw in the first time I came here, and the second time, then the third time, and even the last time. So you can see the progress step by step as we go through, and I'll show you a little bit more of this building and also the neighborhood and what's been done there. So let's keep going. All right, over here real quick, I want to show you this. These buildings are Maple Beach. They're next door. It's the same developer. Boardwalk built those. Boardwalk is building this. These are done. These are sold. These are gone. These are titled. Everything is taken care of already. But both of these communities have access to one another, access to future commercial on the outside, and access to a beach club being built over on Corteito Beach, which is 1 block away. So it's a nice perk to have both communities right here and very close to the beach. All right, right here, this will be a pool. It's on the 3rd floor. That'll be the pool when it's all said and done, kind of a common area for people to hang out in. And the clinic that we walk through, you can see it here. This is on the 2nd floor, and this is for veterans that come down here and want to get their treatment. That's service-connected treatment. Yeah, if you're a veteran, you'll know what that means. But you can come, you can stay here, and you can actually go into that clinic to get all of your treatment. And a program called Where Veterans Are VIP will not only pay for the stay here, but it'll also pay for food and some excursions. I think all you have to do is get your flight down here. If you're a veteran, you can stay here, you can get service in that clinic and do all the things you need to. But now I want to show you the area, because when I first started coming here to this neighborhood, Corteito, the concern was with infrastructure, with road quality, with flooding, and some other things like that. I'll show you what it looks like now as this area, which is still one of those, make sure I don't fall here. It's still one of those areas that is up and coming. There's still improvements to be made, but I want to show you what it looks like right now as we walk around so you get a sense of one of the top neighborhoods, I think, for Airbnb, one of the top neighborhoods for investing right now in Punta Cana. In fact, I would say this is probably one of, if not the best cash flow market that you can get into in the Punta Cana area. So let's go take a look. Okay, so here we are outside Corteito neighborhood. That is Maple Suites right there, that building right here that you can see. Behind me is another project of Boardwalks, a commercial project, if you will. And down this road here, you would go, at the end of this road is the Palladium Resort right there. And then if we go around the corner, you would see where the beach club is. But I'm gonna walk up the road a little bit so you can get a sense of what we're looking at here and what this neighborhood has turned into. And then we'll get a little further along here. But here, let me show you. So on this side, you can see there are a bunch of offices. In fact, up there, on a Saturday night, in the middle of the night, like 11 o'clock, one of my kids, his brace popped and we needed to get something taken care of, and they had an emergency dentist in there that took care of it. So thank God that was there. But you can see all of this area. And the other part is, check out the roads. So the roads have been redone recently. And there's even been some attention paid to the drainage issue that was here. So this area, when it rains, it would get really flooded. And parts of it still do, but it's improved dramatically. But you can see the quality of the roads here. They put some money, they put some time into it. They still got to work on some drainage for sure, but it's way better than it was before. So this gives you an idea of what it is. And you know what I'm going to do? This is what we'll do. I'm going to walk back that way. Let's go around to like the beach club area so you can see the beach. And then I'll come back in my car and I'll show you a little bit more of the Corteito and back there, the Corales neighborhood. So let's dive into that. All right, so this is the main road running alongside the beach, and the beach club that will be available to those two buildings is right up here. But this road, very bustling. You can see the bikes back here, restaurants, little mini markets like this one. And I'll show you Yeah, right here, I'm walking by right now, the beach club. So the beach club will be right here. You see Boardwalk, that's Cheryl, the founder of Boardwalk. So all of that is the beach club. And it's right next to a place called Captain Cook's, which is right there. As you can see, when you roll through, put it on. The ocean's right over there. Now the challenge this time of year can be if there's a lot of seaweed, but it's kind of a natural phenomenon that's happening right now in the Caribbean. So we'll just kind of poke over here and take a look and we'll see. And yeah, there's plenty of seaweed out here. You can see it over there, but beautiful beach. And you're only a block away from that with that apartment. So for me, it's worth it to own there and then rent it to where veterans are VIP so that they can then place veterans on a weekly basis in that building. And I don't have to worry about management, maintenance, Airbnb costs, or any of that. I could just own it and they rent it back from me. I pay a few $100s a month in different fees and maintenance expenses and that sort of thing. That's it. I've got my place fully rented. You could do 2 to 3 years. I don't even remember if I chose 2 or 3. I can't honestly remember that right now, but that's the deal. And the bigger play to me, let me just show you around here. The bigger play to me, to be honest with you, is I see this area still as having a ton of upside equity value because you could see it. It's right now, it's a little bit disorganized. It's a little bit, they're still putting a lot of money into it. You can see the roads still need to be worked on. You can see that a lot of things need to be taken care of. A lot of things need to be patched up. You got some creators over here. But yeah, so this area still has infrastructure to be built. There are roads being built, meaning new roads being built to get in and out. You've got the road that was just redone. But this road here, look at this road. This road still needs to be redone. It's okay, but it easily gets flooded when it rains and everything else like that. So we've got to see that through and see that become a little bit more of what it needs to be and so on. So that, my friends, is what this part of the neighborhood looks like. Let me show you real quick the other side, and I'll show you how you can get connected if you're interested in looking at that condo complex. I know a lot of you watching this are thinking about buying and you want to make sure it's something that's secure and filth and not a scam and all that stuff. What I hope is that watching a video like this is sort of the counter to all the news. Scams are real. Bad developers are real. But then you also have plenty of opportunities out here where things are actually built and people actually buy things and people actually get what they bought. May not be on the right timeline, but that happens more often than what you hear in the news about scams or bad management or whatever it might be. So let's go take a look at that other side going into the Corales neighborhood, and then we'll roll from there. All right, we are getting out past where we were before. So I walked up to about this point over here, and now we're going up past that so you can get a sense. I'm just gonna go through. This neighborhood is Corteito, and somewhere along the lines here, it kind of divides and becomes Corales. I have no idea where, and if you're here, you'll have no idea either. I should probably put my seatbelt on. Somebody might know, but I don't know where the divide is. It's very, very similar, but you can walk up and down this road and there are little shops. There's other projects. It looks like Sun Beach is this one here. There's a barber shop in there. There's a couple of different restaurants and shops and that kind of thing. Same thing here, cigar club. Little mini market. Over here you've got, it looks like a pharmacy or a clinic, one or both, I'm not sure. So you can see like going up and down this road, and even the road itself is striped. If you've been here before, you've seen this road be in really bad disrepair, and they fixed that up dramatically. So it's a much, much better look for the community. And then, let me hop over this, this speed bump here. And then you get into an area where there's a resort over here called Impressive. This is the one downfall, is having one road in and out. Dominican drivers feel like they can just pull over wherever, and they do just pull over wherever they feel it's convenient for them. And unfortunately, it's not always the most convenient for everybody. You'll see up here some restaurants and that sort of thing. There's a bit of a divot right here. So they got to fix this part of this road right in front of me right here. Once this bike gets out of my way, we can show you the rest of this right up to the edge of the Corales neighborhood, and we'll go from there. By the way, I'm not looking, here we go. So over here, you've got restaurants, looks like a Remax office. This building forever was like stalled. It had like permitting issues and everything else, but it's come back recently, which is great to see. Then on this side, you also have some really good restaurants, really good pizza at one of these places over here called Bella Napoli. So I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna have a conversation with all of you. So as I roll back out of here, what I would tell you is I wanted to just show everybody what it looks like to be buying a property here in Punta Cana, the progress of it, all that you see going into it. And this video will land on a playlist of progress on that building so you can see it from beginning to end. And again, not perfect, but for people who have fears about nothing gets done in Punta Cana, all projects go bad, all of them are delayed, they're all, you know, scams. I just showed you physical proof, brick and mortar, as they say, of the opposite. And there's plenty of that. I mean, look at this whole area. Look at all of what I just showed you. There's plenty of it. I'm not here to dismiss or defend scammers. I'm not here to dismiss or defend people or developers that get in over their heads. What I will tell you though, is I believe most of that is preventable if you follow a very clear set of steps. Number one, have a great realtor. Number two, have a great lawyer. They are worth your time. So I've said this, when people ask a realtor here for a discount on their commission and the realtor agrees, I don't want to work with that realtor. I want a realtor who says, no, I'm way too much. I'm way too valuable for you to discount, for it to give you a discount. Like, I do the job and I do it well. That doesn't mean that that realtor is going to be great, but I prefer that mindset than somebody who's willing to discount their rate right away. So great realtor. A great attorney is going to cost you 1 to 1.5, maybe 2% of the cost of the property to close it, but they do all the research, they do all the work, they do everything for you. I would much rather have that person on my side. Does it eliminate risk? Nothing eliminates risk. Does it significantly reduce risk? Hell yeah. Down below in the caption of this video, there is a link to get on a list for Boardwalk to have them reach out to you if you're interested in talking about buying in that building. I've partnered with Boardwalk because I believe in Cheryl and I believe in what they do. So to be clear on this, there is of course financial incentive if you decide to buy with them. So like anything, do your own due diligence, make sure you're comfortable. But I can't think of another project that's almost done that you can see the project at the end and there's still some spaces available and where you can rent it back essentially to the developer for a guaranteed $1,500 a month for 2 to 3 years. You want to use it, you can for the week, 2 weeks a year that you come down, but otherwise it's just sending you money. You've got some expenses against that money, but for me, easiest way to cash flow here. In fact, I'm really thinking about, before they're all gone, grabbing a second one so that I could give one each to my kids. And here's what's cool. In a recent fiscal reform bill, they changed the tax to hand a property or a business over to an heir or somebody else while you're alive. It used to be 25% tax on the value of the asset. Now it's going to go to 3% if the proposal passes while you're alive. After death, it was always 3%. There's a 3% transfer tax after death. But 2 condos, my boys are 11 and 8. When they turn 18, do I just sign it over to them and say, guys, there's your college life starter fund. Enjoy the cash flow. Maybe. Although by then, those properties are probably going to be worth double. So maybe I'll partner with them instead. Don't want to be giving them too much. If you want to watch the prior video on this property to see the progress, I put that link for you right here to the entire playlist so you can see all of them there. I appreciate you following along and I'll see you all on the next one.